we're doing this highly unprofessionally, but whatever. Because you can totally streaming window, but you know, whatever. So I guess what I want to do is I'm wanting to do some editing here. So I've been working on adding some edits to the Alexa Bliss wiki, because there's a lot of information here, but most of this wiki is missing the finer details and more the beats of her character progression. And so basically I just been adding those in here and there. So here's a list of so far what I've added. Has an asterisk on it. I guess that was the last one. Next one. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is the debut of Spiteful. When that came on. Now, before we jump into this, I just want to take a moment. So I was going through her, I guess, match history on profightdb.com. And I thought it was kind of interesting that her last win as a tag team with Nikki Cross came on the May 12th Monday Night Raw taping. However, that was a DQ. So it's kind of hard to state that as a win. I think Billy Kay did something and got them disqualified, and so Alexa and Nikki ended up winning based on that. The last clean pin finish that they got as a tag team was April 24th, 2020, Friday Night SmackDown taping. Can't remember when that aired. I think that was possibly like the first airing or something like that. I can't remember. But they did a clean pin versus Dana Brooke, Carmella. That was a women's tag team championship match. But yeah, after that, the next match they did was this one on May 12th. And they won by DQ. And then they lost a tag team when they went up against Bayley and Sasha. That was a tag team change. And then there was a rematch, a triple threat with the Iconics. And they also lost. And was that? No, here we go. Okay, so Friday Night SmackDown, there was another one on the July 2nd taping of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross losing to Bayley and Sasha. I think that was their last match ever as a tag team, July 2nd. Because, yeah, at, what pay-per-view was that? Was it Extreme Rules? Where she got swept up in that whole Bray Wyatt thing? Well, anyway. Yeah, after that, though, essentially they broke up the team. And they each started doing singles competitions. It wasn't until June 21st, 2021 that they had another tag team match. And that was when Nikki Cross unveiled the Nikki ASH gimmick. And this was a completely random match between the two. And they ended up doing a clean pin finish. Nikki Cross rolled up Shayna Baszler and got a clean pin finish in the middle of the ring. And they ended up winning. And I thought that was kind of interesting because that was, 13 months removed from their last win. And if you want to go with a clean finish, a clean win in the middle of the ring, we're looking at April 24th to June 21st. That's 14 months. So I thought it was kind of interesting that for dang near almost all of 2019 and most of 2020, I mean, it was 12 months straight because the tag team started June 7th. The June 7th Monday Night Raw is when they did their first tag match. 2019. And then they went all the way to June of 2020. That was their last match. And they went a complete year off. And I was like, hey, let's get the band back together, But anyway, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to go ahead and jump into doing some edits here. So, go back into edit this page. So what we are going to do is we are going to mention the November 18th NXT taping. Blake and Murphy are barred from ringside during Alexa's championship match against Bayley. Spiteful debuted for the first time at Full Sail University. I might reword that. There's a better way to word that. Start it's easier to read this than to read through all the gobbledygook code. So what day are we looking for? We're looking for, oh, crap, I removed November 18th. Just gonna copy. November 18th. Ah, crap, I hit the wrong button. So November 18th, throughout October and November, Bliss is involved in a feud with Bayley over NXT Women's Championship. The two face off in the main event on the okay, here we go. So we actually have that mentioned on the November 18th episode of NXT. Bliss was unsuccessful in capturing the title, and that's it. That's all we mentioned. We don't mention anything at all about that being the very first episode, the very first unveiling of Blissful, which went on to be, or I'm sorry, Spiteful, which went on to be her main theme song the next 5 years. We're not gonna mention it. Yeah, we're not gonna mention it. Bunch of clowns. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and fix it. So that was after that break. I don't like the fact that this paragraph is so stinking freaking long. 25th, after a hiatus, March 11, 2015. And I guess it makes sense, it's all 1 year. But I really think that there should be a break, because the first half of this is them feuding with Enzo and Cass. And the second half of this is their feud with the Vaudevillains. So I think, yeah, right here, we should have another paragraph break. But I don't know if I want to do that. I might upset the masses by adding a paragraph break. I'll think about that. But we definitely need to address the fact that nobody's mentioned the fact that she unveiled a new song. Boom. Then I'll scroll through all this garbage and try to... Okay, here we go. 11. So much garbage. That's a huge paragraph. Okay, throughout October and November, Bliss was involved in a feud with Bayley over NXT Women's Championship. Gotta cite the source. Gosh, I hate reading through all this code. You faced off on... Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a huge break here so I can see what I'm doing. Instead of NXT, Bliss was unsuccessful in capturing the title. Reference that. So we got PW. What is and we got a link. Let's see what do they have to say about this episode, because PW Insider sometimes mentions things like new songs and whatnot. So let's see. Blah 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 yada yada yada. Blah 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 yada yada yada. Scott Dawson dash Wilder. Here we go. Alexa Bliss. Okay, Samoa Joe says it's clearly apparent he is not NXT Arena, yada yada yada. Him versus Finn at NXT TakeOver London when he takes over what is his NXT title. Alexa Bliss versus Bayley for NXT Women's title. They lock up and Bayley kicks. So we just immediately start. Do we even mention anything about the fact that Blake and Murphy are barred from ringside in this review? But in what's it, Blake in interview? She says her hands are just fine carrying the find Richard Trianofo carrying the title belt and slapping Bayley around. Her ears are hurting because if she has to hear about the Iron Man match again, she'll be blissed off. Says she beautiful, strong. She takes blah 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 blah. Referee stops by. I tell Alexa Blake and Murphy are banned from ringside for her match. Okay, I think all this stuff I can just go ahead and I'll just go ahead and use the attribution that they've already mentioned, because all this stuff is good information anyway. Okay, so actually I'm gonna have all the break be here. Then we're going to go back here. So then this is the whole line here. So I don't like doing edits within the Wikipedia editor. It kind of makes me nervous. So we're gonna do it over here. So this is a full line. The 2 face-off and glossary professional event. Two face-off in the 18th episode. Bliss was unsuccessful in capturing the title. That's all we're gonna say. Okay. But we're gotta back up a little bit more. I'm gonna go back over here. I think it'll be easier to edit here. There we go. Go back to the edit. I put another bunch of breaks here so we can just seclude the one line that I'm trying to edit here. So that's all we're looking at is that one line. If I dropped any frames, no. But anyway. I said that this is probably going to end up being like the world's most boring stream. And nobody's chatting anyway because nobody's watching, so it really doesn't matter. I'm working. I don't have time to chat or not. Okay, so throughout October and November, Bliss was involved in a feud with Bayley over the NXT Women's Championship. Okay, so we're going to say on the November 18th episode next. Who interviewed her, does it say? Alexa Bliss is with Buddy and she says her hands are blah blah blah. Says she is a girl's beautiful blah blah blah. A referee stops by. It just has a referee. Says referee. Damn, I got too much stuff. Okay. November 18th episode of NXT. While having a discussion of her upcoming there we go, we hit 2 birds with 1 stone. Having a discussion on Blake and about her upcoming match with the team. But I don't know if that's exactly how. See, now I gotta pull up the freaking episode and take a look at it, which means I need to turn my screen off. Turn my screen off because they'll get mad at me. Showing the episode. Oh well. What episode is this? November 18th. I just don't recall how this went. I'll pause this for a moment. Taking for this Peacock app is about garbage. I'm really irritated that WWE abandoned the network for this trash. Can't hear anything. So it's a main event, but the interview segment wasn't in the main interview segment. Was there's Bayley, Emma, Baron Corbin. Where's that interview segment? Oh, here it is. Okay. So she's just talking to the camera. That's all. Okay. I wasn't sure if the referee.
Per General Manager William Regal.
Fierce. And you need, but not me. I am what girls strive to be. Beautiful, strong, and I take what I want. Bailey, I may be small, but I am fierce. And you need to realize something. Times are changing. You had a good run. But the other 4 horsewomen, they left you. They left you here in NXT.
The other 4 horsewomen? Who's the other? The other 3.
The era.
She messed up her line.
Alexa, I need to let you know that per General Manager William Regal, Blake and Murphy are banned from ringside in your women's championship match against Becky.
No, that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. You can't do that.
Don't worry. Tonight, I'll bliss slap Bailey and destroy all her innocent dreams.
Okay. Okay. I didn't remember that going that way. I was thinking that she was alone when that news was delivered, but I guess he just said it right in front of him. Okay, we can get back to the edit. Turn music on for. Okay, there we go. Okay, back to this. So, blah blah blah. November 18th episode of NXT, while having a discussion with Blake and Murphy about her upcoming matchup. Well, she wasn't really having a discussion with Blake and Murphy. She was having a discussion with the camera. She was cutting a promo. How do you spell referee? Yeah, I may have to reword that because I mean she wasn't having a discussion. She was cutting a promo. While may have to attribute that. While cutting a promo. You gotta be concise with how you word these. While cutting a promo about her upcoming match with Bailey. I don't think it's really necessary to put, I mean, it's really not necessary to put that. Okay. So, while cutting a promo about our upcoming match with Bailey, Rap. How do you spell referee again? R-E-F-E-R-E-E. Okay. Yes, that is Streets of Rage music. I just felt like in the Streets of Rage music. Okay. November 18th episode of NXT, while cutting your promo about our upcoming match. Referee came by, say that per William Regal, Blake and Murphy would be barred by better opinion. Hard. I guess. Technically he said ban though. Ban just don't like that word. I like bard better, but technically band. So whatever. How you spell his name? It is Egal. Have we attributed him yet? I have to attribute him as well. Fine. No, we haven't. Okay. So. So we're introducing wrestling terms and people in this entry. Wow. It's match. Oh yeah, I was gonna look and see if cutting. Character in monologue. Yeah. Whoops. Okay. So law. Go. Yeah, I think I'll leave that in the link. I was thinking about putting cutting outside the link, but I think I'll just have that. Okay. In a match at Bailey, a referee came by to say that per William Regal, Blake and Murphy would be banned from ringside for this match. Okay. So I'm for entrance. He came down the ramp. Brand new. Team track. Spiteful. Upcoming attribution for well. So are they attribute main event? Okay, cutting a promo about her upcoming main event match with Bailey. A referee had to say that per William Regal and Merck banned from match. When it came time for Alexa's entrance, came down the ramp to a brand new theme track, Spiteful. Trying to think, do we want to word this any differently though? She came down the ramp to a brand new theme track. I introduced first. There we go. There we go. I like the way that flows a lot better. This time. And then luckily all this crap we can keep. Copy that. Add a couple things here. So this is a whole reference. Copy that as a reference. Oh yeah. I need to put the result. So I gotta mute the screen again so I can see how this ends.
Bailey able to get back to her feet.
Okay, so she kicks Bailey. Bailey hits her. She's sitting on the ring post.
Bailey's gonna do whatever it takes to hold on to that championship.
Bailey has her on her shoulder, now does a body slam. Does a cover. 1, 2, Bliss kicks out at 2.
The NXT Women's title at stake in this matchup. The champion Bailey's starting to get
Bailey's feeling the energy. Feeling the energy. She does another suplex. She does a running shoulder charge at Bliss. Elbow into Bliss. Another shoulder charge into Bliss. Elbow into Bliss. And oh! Bliss does a a sunset flip. I'm sorry. But it's not enough. Bailey still kicks out at 2.
I understand the frustration that Alexa Bliss is feeling right now, but she's got to stay with the game plan. It's not about disrespect anymore. It's about pinning Bailey or making
Bliss is now screaming at Bailey, "Why won't you give up?" And the audience is chanting for Bailey because they're a bunch of idiots. Oh. And Bailey just slaps Bliss. Belly to Bailey suplex, does a cover. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's how it ends. So at the end, Bliss is yelling at Bailey.
Bliss is finding out what it's like on this platform when everybody's watching for the NXT Women's Championship.
Bailey does a okay, so at the end, Bliss is yelling, Bailey does a slap, and then a Bailey to Bailey suplex, does a cover. 1, 2. Okay, so how do we want to word this? Okay. End of the match. Bliss is trash talking. Not really sure what we're gonna word with that, so we'll leave that blank. Slaps Bliss and does a Bailey suplex. it's no title. Okay. I don't want to say at the end because that could insinuate it could be after the match. I mean, you got to be kind of careful of how the English language works with these things. So, how they have this worded? It just says where Bliss is unsuccessful in capturing the title. Okay. So are there any other terms I need to attribute? Get rid of that. So let's just reread this just to kind of see how it works, how it flows. Throughout October and November, Bliss was involved in a feud with Bayley over the NXT Championship. The November 18th episode of NXT, while cutting a promo about her upcoming main event match with Bayley, the referee came by to say that per William Regal, Blake and Murphy would be banned from ringside for this match. When it came time for Alexa's entrance, a brand new theme track, Spiteful, was introduced for the first time. Bliss is unsuccessful at capturing the title as Bayley slaps Bliss and does a Bayley... Is it Bayley to Belly or is it Belly to Bayley? I think it's Bayley to Belly. Kind of interesting because, like, 2 paragraphs above, the exact same events happened. And Bayley hit a Bayley to Belly to retain. And I really like the fact that after Bayley went heel, that she's not relying so much on that move. She's added more to her repertoire. That's nice to see. She's fleshing that out. Just rereading this, make sure there's no other terms we need to add. Bliss is, Bliss was. That's another thing I gotta pay attention to. Tenses. Bliss was unsuccessful at capturing the title. Bayley slapped Bliss. Well, I made the same mistake too. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that, so I'll go ahead and put this in here. Here we go. So that doesn't mess up the other paragraph, does it? Oh, no. Add more details. (2015) Bailey. This was very spiteful. Trying to see here. Should I shouldn't anything about I think that's fine. Okay, we'll go ahead and do a show preview. Okay, so this is how it actually looks. Throughout October and November, Bliss is involved in a feud with Bailey over the NXT Women's Championship. Throughout October and November, Bliss is involved. Not balls. Copied that. Show preview. See how this looks. Throughout October and November, Bliss involved in a Bailey Championship. On the November 18th episode of while cutting a promo at our upcoming main event match with Bailey, referee came by to say that per William Regal. Oh right, yeah. I just don't know if you leave a space if that works or not. So I'm just gonna err on the safe side. There he is. So cutting a promo, go to the right place. There it is. Okay. So, while cutting our promo about our upcoming main event match with Bailey, a referee came by to say that per William Regal, Blake and Murphy would be banned from ringside for this match. Came time for Lex's entrance, a brand new theme track, Spiteful, is introduced for the first time. Bliss is unsuccessful at capturing the title as Bailey slapped Bliss and hit a Bailey to belly suplex to retain. Okay, yeah, I guess that's all good. Guess that's all good. Did it change albums? No, it's just doing all this weird crap. Need to cut those off. Go back to track 1. Publish changes. People, you're publishing these changes. They've been published. It's in the books. It's done. Can't turn back now. So it works. Okay. So the next detail we need to go over is July 6, 2016. She debuts the Goddess Ring attire for the very first time. Against Bailey, where again Bailey wins with a Bailey to belly suplex. Gosh. So I really like the fact that she's definitely changed up her attack, because back in her NXT days, that's all she did, was she was just hitting Baileys to bellies left and right. Oh well. Okay. Beat that. And the next one is July 6, 2016. Then after that, I'm going to be completely done with NXT, because I think what's interesting is once she unveils the Goddess attire, from there on, she's pretty much set for character. Her character is set from 2016 all the way to 2020. So for 4 years, her character was basically set. I mean, of course, once she went to her tag team with Nikki, she took on more of a face persona. But from 16 to 19, she was just all busting heel. So there's really no need to do much editing on that, because I mean, she just, the gimmick was solidified. Once July 6 happens, the gimmick is completely solidified. There's really no turning back at that point. So I figured that would be a good stopping point as far as continuing with this the development, because NXT was all about development. Once she was developed, what's interesting is she gets the Goddess gear on July 6th. Unless it was like, wasn't it July 30th or something that she was drafted? No, it's July 19th. On July 19th, she was. So she gets the Goddess gear on July 6th. She's like complete. The character's done. And a week and a half later, she's drafted to the main roster. So that's really interesting. Because I mean, that just goes to show that back in the day, NXT was all about developmental. And they saw, okay, she's got the new outfit. She's developed. There's nothing else we can do. Cut her loose and put her on the main roster. So anyway. Do we have that though? So November 18th, January 13th, May 25, August 17th. So we go May 25, and that's the last thing is May 25. So on May 25th episode of NXT, Bliss competed in a triple threat match against Carmella and Nia Jax to determine the #1 contender to Asuka's NXT Women's Championship, which was won by Jax. That's really surprising. Bliss should have won the NXT Championship at some point in her career. And I mean, if it wasn't for her being with Blake and Murphy, there's that faction did unspeakable volumes for her character development. And not even for her character development, but for her professional development. I mean, you could definitely see just watching as she went through, that was like, what, 6 months? Through that 6 months, I mean, you can see that she gained a lot of confidence and that kind of thing. So, I mean, just being with those two guys definitely pulled her up to the next level. So it's kind of hard to say that, she shouldn't have been with them. But if she wasn't with them, it kind of makes you wonder if she was doing singles matches, if she could have accrued a championship. I don't know. One of those things we'll never know, because the entire time she was with them, she rarely did any. I mean, she did a couple of singles competition, but she rarely did any singles matches. She was more or less a valet than anything. Oh well. So anyway, back to this. On the July 6th, so next Bailey. Should I put unceremoniously? Because I mean, it really was unceremoniously. She debuts as brand new ring gear. Absolutely nobody says anything. Commentary doesn't mention it. Bailey doesn't mention it. There wasn't an interview with her. Anybody mentioned? I don't think there was an. Let's look real quick and see if there was. I don't think there was. Let's see. July 6th. Quit talking. I might go ahead and show the screen because this entrance is like the absolute best. Okay. I'm gonna see if there's a post-match interview or anything. Because Bailey says some crap and then Nia Jax comes out. Oh, we're interviewing Dash and Wilder. Hype Bros. No, there's absolutely. Oh, what about I'll look at the previous week. Oh, wait, yeah, there it is. Yeah, June 29. Oh, look at June 29. See what it shows. Zoom.
This is an absolute
See what it shows
massacre
in
by the authors of pain.
AOP. He got done dirty. Okay. Yeah, see, if we look over here, we can see that she's in her Banff gear.
The following contest is a women's division match.
Did she blow off the audience here?
Making her way to the ring from Columbus, Ohio, Alexa.
Oh, please.
Last time we saw Alexa Bliss in action was in the triple threat match to determine the #1 contender to the NXT Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss had a very good.
Okay. So yeah, that solidifies right there. So we went from 29th in Banff gear to the 6th in Goddess gear. But nobody mentions anything. It was completely unceremonious. Most bizarre thing ever. Oh well. Turn the music back on. Ah. Okay. So, let's get back to this. So, the July 6th episode of NXT, in a match against Bailey, Bliss unceremoniously debuts the Goddess Ringfire. How about casually? Okay, so what I'd like to see here, WWE NXT report. We'll see if PW Insider did a NXT report on that. So WWE NXT report. Oh yeah, I don't have the screen. Whoops, my bad. So 15 had their date form 7/06. I'm just curious if they say W Insider. Probably all one word. I just don't understand. Oh, we got some torrent links up in here. Got some torrent leaks up in here. Uh-oh. Anyway. July 6th. What is the deal? Like, these links are, searches are garbage. Okay. Let's see what WWE has to say. I'm just curious. It's 411 Mania. I don't know what this is. Do we have any photos? Yeah, we do have photos of Bliss in her ring gear. I mean, this is a video. This is actually a show. That's a cool. That's one of the coolest moves she has, where she does that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, what do they say? Okay. Bayley is preparing for a guaranteed rematch against NXT champion Asuka. Alexa Bliss is trying to prove that she is the future of the division. The fierce Bliss showed why from the opening bell. She used her nasty disposition to take control of the battle, stomping Bayley into the canvas. Oh, we have NXT photos. Yeah, I guess I could attribute that. Man, the ISO is like way through the ceiling. That's some noisy pictures. Now, from a distance, like, that material looks like it'd be really unforgiving. But I think it's just like a shiny fabric, to be honest. Like, back here you're thinking, oh, it's vinyl. I think it's just a shiny fabric. I'll go ahead and link that. I think that'll work. Do we have a writer on this report? No. Don't we have a writer on this? I mean, we usually have writers. Weird. Oh well. NXT results. Oh well. So this will be our credit. So we're going to this to cite our source. Okay. Web. No name. I'll just go ahead. I don't have a published date either. We have to be exact. We can't just be making nonsense up. And I could put, because there's not a public. I mean, it's so weird. Usually, whenever they have reports, they have a writer and they have a date at the bottom. This doesn't have anything. I mean, is it the same guy or girl who wrote all? Is this a previous episode? Yeah, that's a. Okay. So, what's the title? I mean, does this have a title? That's the bad thing is it doesn't even have a title. Kill me, WWE. You're killing me. Two out of 3 falls. Remember when they were doing that in 2019? Was it? Is that it? Yeah. I guess that's everything. I'll just leave it at debuts because I don't want to take a chance on it getting tagged. Okay. We can go ahead and incorporate this into the article. Edit this page. Let's see. August 6th. Is that where we're putting this? Right before August 6th? May 18, May 25, 7. I'm in the wrong section. Oh, no, that's right. Okay. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. Okay. They televise first. Televise, because I don't have any idea if they were doing house shows at that time. House show. It was the very first televised. July 16, next show details. This is the very first televised. Got it. Okay. Show preview. See how this looks. I still want to add a break right there in the middle because that's just a super freaking long paragraph. Anyway, the July 6th episode of NXT, in a match against Bayley, Bliss debuts the Goddess ring attire. Bayley ends up winning with a Bayley to belly suit. And we'll click on this, take a look at that. Yeah, that looks great. Right episode. Okay. And add hyphens on that. It's not hyphenated. Why didn't you make these bold? I don't know. I'm thinking about that. Let's see. It looks like they're italicizing it. And I have not been italicizing it. And I guess I could. I'd have to import all of that code. Kind of go through. I didn't think about italicizing. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and look through there and italicize those, and after that, I'm probably gonna skedaddle. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the stream off here because I got to make a phone call real quick anyway. Yeah, so it's just a chill stream. I just wanted to record as I made my way through all this nonsense. So thanks for watching and peace out.